Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alexis. I am a disabled powerlifter from Pennsylvania and an exclusive athlete with Buffbunny collection. Today I am so excited to present to y'all the newest collection, which is in collaboration with a long-standing Buffbunny collection athlete, Gabrielle Guerrero, formerly known as Tongle. This is a smaller sort of capsule collection, kind of similar to the style of Essentials collections, where we're bringing back some pieces, but with Gabrielle Tungle's special touch. Gabrielle is a beautiful, genuinely very kind, caring, intellectual, hardworking boss lady. I had the pleasure to get to know her a little bit as we were roomed in the same Airbnb house for the House of Secrets that coincided with Buffbunny Collection World, which was just a really amazing event. But I got to know Gabrielle a little bit and was so impressed with how detailed she is with every single thing that she does and how hard of a hustler she is, especially when it comes to uniting and really bringing the Buffbunny collection community together. I think she saw that some people, volunteers, were having, difficulty making announcements for giveaways at Buffbunny World, and she stepped right up and she was like hyping the crowd up. And getting to speak with her a little bit, it just amazed me at how strong of a woman she is and how far she has come in her fitness journey, being I believe she was a powerlifter at one point, a bodybuilder. I'm just really impressed with everything that she does. She has been a long-standing Buffbunny collection exclusive athlete. She is the go-to larger BTC, big titty committee friendly athlete who you can reference. She does have like a smaller, more shorter frame, and I think she gives so much value to so many different body types, and whether it be just focusing on tops or bottoms. I'm so glad to see that the BTC community is having their moment. This smaller capsule is definitely filled with BTC options, but I am an IBTC and I think that these pieces fit well and look really well on me. Locked In is all about being focused and determined and going after your goals, whether it is in a business aspect, your fitness goals, being successful in just time management. Gabrielle juggles all of it. I think Locked In is the perfect representation of Gabrielle and encapsulates her vision for BTC petite ladies. And we have a really nice colorway for this collection, as well as a leopard print that I'm so excited about. It's a little bit more muted and not as loud in your face as other activewear brands, so I'm really happy with the micro size like leopard print and kind of more muted matched tones. To stay in the know for all things Buffbunny collection, you can head over to their Instagram page and join the BB Girls group chat, which is a broadcast channel where the Buffbunny collection team will announce. Will also host early access quite often, actually. I think ever since December, the Buffbunny collection team, every single launch, Essentials launch, or like Summit collection, everything has been early access. So definitely stay in the know and head over there if you want to snag your favorite pieces, because I really anticipate a lot of these items selling out on launch day. There are a few items in this collection that will not be available on launch day. They will be available in a pre-order, and that is sadly return of the Monarch sports bra. I have been waiting years for this. One of my favorite bras. The Monarch sports bra is returning in a little bit of a fitted update. The PDF doesn't state exactly how, but stay in the know with me and my reviews. If you follow me over on Instagram, I will do story updates for y'all. The jacket is coming in a full length, and that is also not available for PR, so I'm not reviewing those today. I'm sad because I really wanted both of those. As always, thank y'all so much for all of your support, whether it is liking this video, leaving a comment, sharing this video, or heading over to my Instagram and following me over there. I greatly appreciate it. You can also use my athlete code Lexi, Lexi, at checkout on any of your Buffbunny collection purchases to save you 10%, and that 10% goes to me as commission for all of my hard work. But it also just shows the team that my support is growing and helps keep me on with the brand. So I really appreciate any kind of support that you can lend. I do have my measurements that I finally updated in the description box below, and timestamps. That way you can skip around to your favorite items that you're most excited to learn about. And without further ado, let's get into it. We have the Situation Sports Bra. This is made of airbrush fabric, and I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat that this airbrush fabric feels thinner and stretchier and just more slinky feeling compared to like leggings that we've seen in the past. The PDF states that this is going to be high support level. I beg to differ just because my initial reaction feeling this. The coverage level is of course high and full. I believe that this is considered a long line sports bra, but the PDF states that it's a midline. This does not have adjustable straps. It has an adjuster in the back band. Straps do go into a crossover back design, very high coverage, sweetheart neckline, and some really nice mesh paneling that adds into contouring at the underbust area on the sports bra, but it's easier to see on this side. And the mesh panel on here is on top of the airbrush layer, but in the back, the whole back panel, including the straps, is a double layer of that mesh material. This is, in my opinion, is feeling exactly the same as the exposed mesh jacket. The lining for the armpit and arm area and like on the edges of the straps is airbrush fabric, and it is folded onto itself, and there might be a very thin clear plastic strip just to give this more structure to hold this into place when you sew it. Buffbunny emblem. I am actually having a really hard time trying to decipher what the bottom band is made out of. It feels like airbrush fabric, however, I can't get a handle on the fabric at all. So the way that it was constructed, some type of elastic that feels brushed and very similar to the airbrush fabric. It's not the bonded airbrush, because when you have that adhesive between the two layers of airbrush fabric, it makes it very dense. And that's what we definitely see in the hook and loop closure panel portions. That is definitely bonded slit that is bonded on its edges that allows you to get your bust pads and remove them if you'd wish. See, this definitely feels bonded. And you can see it's like two pieces of fabric together. You see that like lining right there? And so that doesn't have too much stretch to it on the edges. So my bet is that it's some kind of like stretchy elastic that they made into a band. On the inside, there is no elastic band or really added support for the underbust. It's just that bottom band added onto or bonded onto the bottom of this bra. So there is no stitch seam in there either. It's just a connection adhesive of all those layers of fabric together. A tri hook and a loop closure fasteners, and we also have that bra adjuster piece that came with the bra. On the inside of the sports bra, the airbrush fabric on the inside as well, stitch quality to keep those bust pads into place, almost hidden slit that allows you to get your bust pads and remove them. Rosa stitch quality. For comparisons, I think the best option that I have is the airbrush sports bra that we saw from the community collection. I know that these are different, but the newer one is going to have just a hair longer or higher and rise side coverage. Straps are going to be a little bit wider on the community collection one, but that bottom band is about the same height, like a separate piece of elastic in there. It just feels like some kind of stretchy elastic material itself. So the new bra is doubly layered with that kind of newer airbrush feeling fabric. Community collection is lined with this kind of like performance fabric on the inside. So I know that these aren't lined like airbrush and airbrush, and this is airbrush and perform, but I do want to show y'all the difference between the stretch of these two. It is very high coverage, so I don't think that I fill this out very well. That bottom band and just the entire sports bra is really stretchy. There's not a whole lot of support on the bottom, and even if I'm bending over and whatnot, it's not rolling up or like flipping up, which is really nice. It's actually staying in place pretty well. You have some gaping. The straps are comfortable. I do kind of notice the feeling of that exposed mesh like digging into my skin just a little bit. For the jump test, I would put this at a light to medium compression and support. For me, just isn't supportive on my body type. Perfect side boob coverage, perfect lat coverage. Where the straps are connected is so good, covers and tucks in the lats. I love this crossover back design, creates this opening with no like back panel covering up to here. Wide frame friendly. This one is feeling thinner, stretchier, like it could snag and catch on something. So I would say that this one is not feeling as durable. In terms of sizing, I would definitely stay true to size. I would not size up because of how stretchy this is. This bra is more intended for the big titty committee or BTC community, not really for the flat-chested girlies, because I just have like so much extra room in this bra, so it's not really intended for the IBTC or itty bitty titty committee. Overall, I will have to rank this sports bra a 7.5 out of 10. For me and my personal preferences, my body type, this bra just isn't really for me. Number one, I'm disappointed in the quality control of the fabrics. I think that this sports bra, being airbrush, being that cardio, pillar, high performance fabric, sports bra and whatnot, this should have been the same airbrush fabric that we see in the leggings from like the community collection or as of recent. This should not feel this different. I don't know what's going on with this bottom band. I do like it. However, I think it needs to be a little bit more supportive. Number three, the straps. I wish that the exposed mesh actually came into play a little bit further down here, because where it's hitting here, I definitely noticed the rougher texture of that exposed mesh. Number four, I actually wish that these straps were just a little bit wider to be more comfortable. And the last thing I'm just not crazy about is that I don't think that this bra is like bounce or shock proof, right? Nothing really is 100%, but even for me, I'm not really like being held in, right? What would have helped all of the compression and support in this sports bra would have been to have that airbrush fabric that we know and love, not this iteration of it. I think you could try this out if you're looking for another light support, high coverage sports bra with just a little bit of a different back design. I just want to present to y'all the most honest, truest review. That way y'all can make the best decisions on what you're getting, especially if you are the BTC community, because I want you to have all the knowledge for everything that you're about to buy. Next up, we have the NuBre Twilight Sports Bra. Yes, it is very similar to the Twilight Sports Bra that we've seen a few times. I think it first launched in the One More collection, Sweetheart neckline, Princess contour lines, longer line sports bra with crisscross in the back. Same with this one, except this is made of NuBre fabric. Four-way stretch, buttery soft. I personally think it feels a little bit more like Poshnit and NuBre fabric had a baby, except it's not as brushed as Poshnit. Anyways, I absolutely love and adore this print. Princess contour lines, longer line. Throughout the entire bottom of the sports bra, there is an elastic band that's brushed. That's going to lend a little bit of support. In the back, kind of a scoop open back with these added crossover straps are actually made with the NuBre fabric on the outside and a wider elastic band on the inside. So they are very well made where they're going to lay nice and flat, be nice and smooth. The bottom band is doubly lined. It is simply the fabric folded in half and onto itself. The entire inside lining is this perforated, high performance, sweat wicking, cool to the touch kind of fabric, and it really allows more breathability for you when you're sweating. And that differs from the original, where it just had this kind of perform fabric feeling to the inside of it. The bra shelf separator stitch seams are different for the both of these as well. These are both a size large. This one's made of NuBre fabric and the original is made of Dream Heather fabric, but I still want to show y'all the difference in how stretchy these are going to be. Side lat coverage is going to be a little bit higher on the newer one. The total front rise height is about the same for both of these. Bottom band for the Dream Heather is just a little bit longer. Overall silhouette is pretty close to being exactly the same in size. Back rise height about the same, and if I line up the straps, yeah, those are about the same width as well. So for the straps in the back, they do have the same elastic that's encased. However, the Dream Heather is more dense, so a little bit more sturdy, and I'm kind of surprised that the team didn't shorten the strap lengths because the NuBre fabric is a lot stretchier compared to the Dream Heather. But for general measurements, the bottom width is coming in at about 13.5 inches, the front rise height about 1.5 inches, the side rise height about 6.5 inches, the strap width about 1 inch, the total back rise height about 3.5 inches, and one of those back elastic band straps about 15.5 inches. It is flattering head on from the side. It's not doing anything for me. I'm pretty flat because I don't really have a whole lot of like support. This is definitely light support and compression on me, almost no gaping, so very, very minimal on me. This is definitely rolling up on me quite a bit, so I think it's because the fabric is just a little thinner. The Dream Heather one rolls up on me a little bit as well. Just something to keep in mind. The straps are comfortable, they're really stretchy, and in the back you can see it especially. Side lat coverage is excellent, and I think where the straps hit is really great. In the back, I'm not noticing the straps or anything. It's really comfortable. In terms of sizing, definitely true to size, or you can size down, because I'm definitely having like a lot of extra room in this one, and again, like very light, kind of minimal support. Pilling is going to be minimal for NuBre fabric. You're definitely not going to see sweat in the darker print like this. So overall, I'm going to have to rank this NuBre Twilight Sports Bra a 8 out of 10, and the reason why it loses 4 half points for me and my personal preferences is because, number one, I don't like that it's not doubly lined with NuBre fabric. I think it could be just a little bit more supportive. Number two, that elastic band in the bottom I think could be a little bit thicker to lend just a tiny bit more support. Number three, I think the strap lengths are too long. They're the same strap lengths as the original Dream Heather Twilight Sports Bra. The thing is that Dream Heather fabric is more dense, so the straps don't stretch as much as this does. These are encased with NuBre fabric, so they're just crazy stretchy. They're not going to be super supportive to your bust. And then the last thing I'm not really in preference for, wish that the side boob contouring was just pushed to the side a little bit more, just to lend you a little bit of something else for the girls. So overall, I think the bra is a nice alternative as a light support, lightweight, like more breathable feeling Twilight sports bra in NuBre fabric, but I was really hoping that this would be the same feeling, same support level as the Dream Heather Twilight sports bra, but in the fabric that I love. So I would say give it a try if you want a lighter weight, more breathable alternative to the Dream Heather Twilight sports bra. So next up, we have the Twist Fit Sports Bra. This is made of NuBre fabric, so it is going to be about medium compression and support, 4-way stretch, buttery soft fabric. Of course, it features a twist front design, and it has a little keyhole opening. We'll go over those details in a second. This does feature some princess contour lines. It has a wider racer back design, and it's doubly lined all throughout. It mimics the twisted curve sports bra that we saw in Catherine Mueller's No Filter collection, a short line sports bra, and this 1/2 inch wide elastic band goes all throughout the entire bottom of the sports bra just to lend a little bit of support to kind of hold you in. The lining on the armholes is the same NuBre fabric that's added, and the neckline in the back and in the front is the 2 pieces of fabric invertedly sewn together, so they're nice and smooth and stretch really well with the fabric. That twist design is 2, I guess, like loops that one is threaded through the other. The keyhole opening is actually created by that elastic band addition. It's actually really going to keep the cup coverage into place, and that way you don't have any under boob spillage. Tonal silicone Buffbunny logo. The entire sports bra is doubly lined from the inside. There's a slit on the side to remove your bust pads, and other than that, it's a pretty simple design. Stitch detailing, of course, on par from Buffbunny collection, nice and smooth. For comparisons, we have the twisted curve sports bra from Catherine Mueller's No Filter collection. This does have molded cup pads, and you can see that to really help with the shape. It only has the twist front design similar to what we see in the newer Twist Fit design. However, Twist Fit design has an elastic band on the bottom. This is a size medium, and the new Twist Fit is a size large, but I do want to show y'all some comparisons. So if I line up the side stitch seams, there's a little bit more coverage on the large. The biggest difference we're going to see is that it's a lot roomier and more true to size. A lot of athletes were giving feedback that the Twist Curve sports bra was just fitting a little bit too small. The bra shelf coverage is about the same for both of these, and the racer back design is about the same size and width as well. And the straps from the newer version are just a tad bit wider. And for general measurements, the width is coming in at about 13.5 inches front rise height, 2.5 inches side rise height, 5.5 inches, straps a little over 1 inch, and then the total back rise height about 11 inches. I am in love with this sports bra. I did not think that I would like it very much, but she is so cute. I love it. So right off the bat, I do think that it's flattering head on. Have no gaping, which is fantastic. I love how deep V this is. And I think on me, because I don't really have a large bust, that the keyhole opening is so subtle, like I don't mind it. It also allows this twist design to stay undisturbed and not stretch out, you know, while we're wearing it, and essentially give you a little bit of support, right? I definitely don't think you're gonna have under boob slippage in this one because that elastic band is pretty nice and secure. I think the straps are perfect. They are not digging in. They fit so good. The best amount of side and lat coverage. It's not digging in to my arm. It feels really comfortable. I feel a little bit of tension on my sides from the bottom elastic band. That's also because I'm just not like a lean body type. On me, I would put this a light to medium support because my cups aren't very large. On me, this has high coverage. Gabrielle did say in our athlete communication platform that the sides kind of lend a little bit of push along with that side stitch seam to push the girls together. I'm not really getting that, but I do think if you have a larger bust, you can definitely see more cleavage. As I'm like moving around in this, it's really comfortable. I think the only thing that I notice is as I'm moving around in this does kind of fold down just a little bit, but it's not super noticeable. NuBre fabric is very durable, very minimal pilling over time. NuBre fabric is going to be medium on the sweat wicking scale because it's not as lightweight in performance like slick like airbrush fabric or perform fabric. But it is going to dry away sweat fairly well. It's not going to hide sweat, and the lighter colors, definitely the leopard print or the onyx black, is going to hide any sweat marks. In terms of sizing, I definitely think that you should stay true to size. Overall, I'm going to have to rank the Twist Fit sports bra a solid. The only things that I'm not really crazy about is I do wish that the bottom elastic band was let out just a tiny bit because it is fitting and just sitting right on my bra line, I guess, and I'm noticing it. But I'm so happy with these. I actually think I'm going to go back for more colors. So I would highly, highly recommend getting the Twist Fit sports bra. Next up, we have the Nirvana NuBre legging, elevated legacy legging. Pays homage to the corset butter leggings that we've seen in the past. It's a little bit different in the Nirvana legging. This is made of NuBre fabric, so I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat, this NuBre fabric does feel medium compression and support. However, this feels more brushed than the NuBre fabric we're used to in a good way. It almost feels like NuBre fabric and Poshnit fabric had a baby. That's the best way to describe it, but I am happy with the composition because it still feels very soft, dense, four-way stretch, and it doesn't catch your skin like Poshnit fabric does or used to feel like. Poshnit almost felt suede-like, and this does not feel this way. It still feels buttery soft, but I'm telling you, it feels different, but in a good way. The waistband, straight across design, some princess contour lines that they go directly into the side of the glute and stop. That's just to accentuate your glutes a little bit. There is no side seam running all the way down. So in the back, you only have a single deep V glute contour. Already looks like it's kind of a short glute rise seam, kind of larger back band because of that shorter glute rise seam, and no elastic in there. Silicone Buffbunny emblem, no top of the waistband stitch seam, so it's nice and smooth. It's simply the fabric folded in half and onto itself. I have a wider eye-shaped crotch gusset, and the inner stitch seam is that of the Legacy legging. The bottom cuff is stretchy. I don't think it's going to be too constrictive. The inseam length is 26 inches, which is a full length legging typically, but this is not going to be offered in 3 different inseam lengths like we usually see for different leggings and bottoms. On the inside of the leggings, the corset stitch seams are here and nothing else in the center for the lighter colors, but oddly enough, for over in the darker colors, that corset like stitching for the waistband goes into a V in the front. I think that's going to add just a little bit more compression and support. The V stitch seam in the center, but not on the sides, but on the outside it shows it on the side. So that's going to give you just a little bit more like compression, and I kind of think it's going to help like hold these up just a little bit more, give it a little bit more structure. For comparisons, the Rebel Impact legging, actually has a higher stitch seam glute rise. And the Legacy leggings, if I line up those crotch gussets, yeah, there's a lot more length in the glute rise for the Legacy leggings. So I definitely think these are going to be short, glute rise friendly. Actually going to be just a tiny bit shorter compared to the Legacy legging. For the front rise heights, it's going to be shorter in rise height all the way up to the waistband by about maybe 1.5 inches, and then the waistband itself taller than the Legacy. For general measurements, width is coming in about 12.5 inches. Front rise height from the crotch gusset about 10.5 inches. Rise height from like just the front of the waistband is 4.5 inches, and then from the waistband all the way to the crotch gusset about 6 inches. The glute rise height is about 5.5 inches. The back band is about 5.5 inches. From the front, these are looking so good. I love the little corset kind of stitch detailing. The NuBre fabric is a little bit more like posh knit, and NuBre fabric had a baby. Love it. I'm actually really here for it. It feels really nice. I would say medium compression and support, definitely. So in the tummy area, have a great amount of compression and support, minimal camel toe. And from the back, this is not good for big booty girls, in my opinion, or long torso girls or tall girls. In the back, that glute stitch seam is just so low. Kind of cuts into my butt, which was the same issue that we've been having, I think, recently. A lot of the leggings are a lot more like short glute rise friendly. That really low deep V back is squishing down my butt. You can kind of tell from the side, the glute stitch seam is just right here, and I think it should be right here on me because I have a longer torso, I have a long bottom, and I have bigger glutes. So I just don't think that this is fitting super great there. It honestly makes my butt look a little bit more squished down, in my honest opinion. Because the glute rise is so short, I feel like there's a lot of tension in that glute rise stitch seam, and I don't want that much tension there. The glute contouring is just a little bit low on me because I stretch this out being like a larger glute, taller girl. So it doesn't hit exactly like here where I would like it to. And if I pull this up, then I risk having more of a camel toe and more like, you know, fabric bunching in the center, and I don't want that. So I think for the taller girls, this is going to be running a little bit longer. I have thicker cellulite on this side. It is pretty good, actually. I would say good because the fabric is a little bit like compressive and dense. It's showing the cellulite off, but not nearly as bad as like thinner, stretchier fabrics like butter fabric. But I do like that this doesn't have any side stitch seams. It makes it a little bit more elevated. In terms of fabric durability, NuBre fabric pills minimally over time. This is going to wick away sweat in a good manner, but it's not going to wick away sweat as fast as like airbrush fabric or Elysium, which are like slick, more performance fabrics, and it's going to show sweat in the lighter colors. Unlike the Legacy leggings, I'm actually not getting any rolling down in the waistband. In terms of sizing, definitely stay true to size. I would not recommend sizing down. The fabric is like pretty stretchy, but it is supposed to be like medium compression and support. I think if you were to size down, you would risk this being really stretched out in the butt area and then becoming more opaque. I would not recommend sizing up because you would lose tummy control. Overall, I will have to rank the Nirvana NuBre legging a 9 out of 10. And the only two reasons why this loses a few half points for me is because number one, the glute rise is just way too short. I think if I really like situate it up, it looks better, but then as I'm moving around, it goes down because there is no stretch in that glute rise seam. And I just feel like there's a lot of tension there, and I don't want to situate these up all the time, you know what I mean? And then the second thing is the stitch seams here are just way too low. So on me and my body type, this just isn't working out super well in the back area, and it's not looking as flattering. If I wear a thong with these, it may help a little bit, but I think these leggings really will cater towards girls who are shorter or have shorter glute rises, not me with a long bottom and pretty big glutes. It's really hard to do a perfect like side glute stitch seam on every body with stretchy fabric, so just wanted to point that out. But overall, I love the corset detailing. I think these fit really well, other than that I'm a huge fan. I'm loving seeing kind of an elevated Legacy legging. I'm hoping we can see these return with a little bit of a longer glute rise. Even if it was just like half an inch, I think it would improve so much for the taller girls or the girls with large glutes like me and a long bottom. But I'm really happy with these. I like the compression, the feeling of them now. This wash of NuBre fabric has to be my favorite. Next up, we have the Aspire Airbrush legging. I will say that this airbrush feels more true to the community collection airbrush compared to the sports bra, but we'll go over that in the comparisons. It is a quick dry, slick performance fabric, high compression, going to be high rise. High rise means to your belly button on a very lean body type. Only coming in one inseam length, which is 26 inches. Some mesh paneling detailing on the side to kind of contour your glutes. A deep V waistband. No front rise seam, diamond shape or triangle crotch gusset. It doesn't have any stitch seams that run along the outside of the pant leg. Waistband is doubly lined all throughout, of an elastic all throughout the top of the waistband. That's going to really hold you in. A slight tapering in at the waist. Backside is where we see like contouring in the waistband, and that's going to be doubly lined mesh material. This looks and feels the same exact mesh material that we see in the exposed mesh jacket, that girl jacket from Lift Lick Lady. Detail goes straight down into a curved contour around the glutes, and then it's nice and finished off on the end, so I don't think you're gonna have any issues with this. I don't remember the legging that this mimics, but I can put it on the screen for you. In the back, we have a single above the glute deep V contour, stitching reflective Buffbunny emblem. Very simple stitch seam in the glute rise as well. This looks like another shorter glute rise leg cuffs. Rosa, more delicate stitch quality. Good amount of stretch with this. Just want to show you the stitch quality throughout these leggings is just so nice. For comparisons, I am going to show y'all the Situation sports bra is supposed to be doubly lined airbrush fabric, and if you watched the review of this earlier on in this video, this just feels a lot like thinner and stretchier compared to airbrush that we saw from the community collection. And for other comparisons, the airbrush legging from the community collection to crotch gusset, the rise height is just a little bit taller for the community collection one. The waistband for the newer brush legging is going to be taller, and like 2.5, 3 inches height difference in the back. And then the waistband in the back are actually about the same rise height. In the front for the Legacy leggings, we can see quite a difference in rise height. Waistband is just slightly shorter. You're going to see the biggest difference. There's a good like 4-inch difference in glute rise height, and then the back of the waistband is going to be just a little bit taller for the Legacy as well. And for general measurements, the total rise height for the front is about 10 inches, the waistband alone about 5 inches, so about another 5 inches. The width of the waistband is about 12 inches, but the biggest part of the waistband, 14.5 inches. The total back rise height is coming in about 10.5 inches. The back rise height just until the end of the waistband is about 5 inches, so that means this is about 5 inches as well. On my personal body type, these are not looking the most flattering, but I definitely think that these would be great for girls with similar body types to Gabrielle, who's shorter, more lean. High rise, the definition of it is it hits your belly button. So this is fine, but I prefer ultra high rise hitting at the smallest point of my waist. The stitch seam that's all throughout the entire top of the waistband is fine. It's not actually digging in as much as I thought it would. As I'm moving around, this is not like rolling or anything because you do have the stitch seam that goes all throughout the waistband. The tummy compression is great. Compressive. I'm getting very minimal camel toe, which was surprising to me. And on the side, that mesh paneling is risque and kind of see-through. You do want to make sure that you're wearing underwear that is skin colored, or just wear a thong, because you're definitely going to see your underwear underneath that. I have thicker cellulite on this side, and I think that the airbrush fabric is compressing it down. It's fair to good in being cellulite concealing. It's fairly flattering. Of course, that above the glute stitch seam comes so low, it's cutting into my butt, and the glute rise is really short. So I am going to pull these up so that I can show y'all like how I think it should look and be situated on my body type. So if I pull these up and really situate it, it's going to look a little bit better above the glutes up here instead of like down here, and then really situating that in there. But when I pull these up and do that, I risk having major camel toe. It's a full length, great and sweat wicking. They're going to show sweat. Airbrush fabric is super durable. It won't snag, it won't pill. I am getting sliding down in my legs because I have larger glutes, I have thicker thighs. In terms of sizing, I would recommend staying true to size. I would not recommend sizing up because then you risk the loss of compression in the tummy area. And then I would not recommend sizing down because it just cuts into the waist a little bit with that stitch seam up atop. Overall, I'm going to have to rank the Aspire airbrush leggings a solid 8.5 out of 10, and for me, my personal body type and preferences, these are just not exactly it for me, and I'm not the biggest fan of airbrush leggings. If y'all watch my reviews, you know I just don't really think that they're like bigger girl friendly. Number one, they are lower. Pull them up higher, I risk having camel toe. Number two, the glute rise is too short, and then it has the above the glute stitch seams dig into my butt. And I just feel like if it was a lot longer, then it would fit better. And if I pull these up, there's a lot of tension in that glute rise like stitch seam, and these are just going to keep sliding back down. I've been wearing them around my apartment, trust me. If they were higher rise, I would actually love these and give these a much higher score. I mean, I would recommend trying these out if you are someone who's maybe a little bit shorter or shorter torso length, or if you are a taller girl and if you have more of a lean body type, I think that these would, you know, work great for you. But that was intended and made for, you know, Gabrielle and people with Gabrielle's body type, not exactly my body type, which is totally fine. I'm just here to report the details. Look how gorgeous this leopard print is. Oh my goodness. So I do have the twisted NuBre bra underneath it in the same print. I just wanted y'all to see what it looks like underneath a halo top, and it actually looks okay. You can see a tiny bit of the like twist portion underneath here kind of pop out, but other than that, it actually looks pretty good with a halo top shirt over it. And on the side, I mean, the great amount of coverage. There are no changes to how it is constructed or anything since we've been seeing it in this new year, but I will say right off of the bat it does feel more dense. Sorry, I'm actually getting over the flu and I have an ear infection, so I've just not been having the greatest time. And it doesn't feel smooth and soft like the regular halo shirts. I think that's because there's a brown base and then the black spotted dye added on top of it to give us that print. So I feel like once we wash this, it's probably going to feel a lot softer. But I do want to point that out. When you take it out of the package, you're going to feel the difference. Because there are no changes to this, I am going to list all of the details that I have observed in my in-depth reviews of the halo top, and just tell y'all that I give this a solid 9 out of 10. I love the halo long sleeve tops. I'm not a big fan of the short sleeve ones, but I actually wear these quite a bit. I would highly recommend, especially in this kind of print design, because Buffbunny collection, once it sells out, that's it. Some of the items are going to be more exclusive. They're not always going to come back in the essentials launches. So from the Summit collection, or pink camo print long sleeve baby tee, sold out like that. So if you're interested in the leopard print, definitely get your hands on it ASAP on launch day. I'm loving the Vineyard red. Oh my goodness. So I did get this in a size 2XL. Y'all know me. I love a shirt that is long enough to cover my bum, and this does just that. It is made of 100% cotton. None of the cotton t-shirts have changed. They have been pretty much standardized in their composition. They're softer, kind of slinky, lighter weight, but really durable cotton t-shirts from Buffbunny collection. I highly recommend. They are breathable. They're not super dense. This is softer. It is just like what we've been seeing since the summertime on. I'm going to put the details here onto the side and definitely give this like a 10 out of 10. I think the design with the bubble letters is just so cute, and the like horizontal reflection I think is really nice. So highly recommend, very comfortable, and this Vineyard red, chef kiss. If you made it to the end of all of that, thank you. My favorite item from this entire collection is gonna have to be the NuBre twist sports bra. I love it. For me, being a wide frame and having more of a chest profile that's flat, I think this actually looks really flattering. I love the elastic band that's added into the bottom. It gives you a little peekaboo moment, but what this allows is a little bit more holding you in rather than not having this and just having the NuBre fabric with the twist design. When you put this on, similar to the twisted curve sports bra, this is going to stretch out in the center, and then you're not going to have anything really holding you in. So I think that this was a really nice update to the design, fits more true to size compared to the twisted curve sports bra, but also it just looks really nice on someone who's a little bit more flat chested. It gives me like the nice medium compression and support that I would like. I really just want to advocate and say that doesn't this bolero look super cute with it? I would have loved to see a bolero in this leopard print come with this collection. I think it would be chef's kiss. My second favorite item from this collection is definitely going to have to be the Nirvana legging. However, only in this leopard print, because this feels a little stretchier and less compressive than the other NuBre leggings in the lighter colors, but this one fits me a lot better with my longer glute rise and like longer torso. It fits around my glutes so much better. My least favorite item from this entire collection is going to have to be the Situation Sports Bra, because I think, like, for me and my body type, it just doesn't really work. It's intended for more BTC girls, but in my personal opinion, the airbrush fabric just feels a lot thinner and stretchier. And you would think that this airbrush situation bra with some tweaks to make it kind of a pseudo wicked bra substitution I'm not really happy with the fabric composition and the changes that we're seeing. I know that Buffbunny collection has a newer manufacturer. For instance, that's why we had issues with the posh knit bottoms that were supposed to launch in the Essentials 1 collection back in January. Those ended up getting pulled from the entire collection because quality control. The elastic and the glute rise wasn't stitched properly, and the stitching was popping, and then the elastic was just coming out, you know, all together. So I think that manufacturer is having like communication issues. In my personal opinion, I don't know the ins and outs. I haven't heard anything. I'm just speculating that they are maybe not 100% on board and understanding all of the fabric washes, how they should fit and feel. So I think that maybe that has something to do with the airbrush fabric feeling thinner and stretchier. And I'm upset for the BTC community because that should have been the high compression and support kind of wicked bra substitution, really being held in, almost like shock and jiggle proof. And it's not it. It's very thin. Once again, I've said it multiple times throughout the video that my giving feedback, especially on like a collaboration collection, is nothing against that athlete. It's that my personal preferences for my body type and how things fit me, how I want them to fit me, how I want them to look on me, is all based on my own opinion. Nothing against Gabrielle, nothing against anyone who's ever had a collaboration. It's just a lot of the pieces in this launch were not exactly for me, and that's okay. I think that Gabrielle is a lot shorter than me. I think she's only 5 foot or 5'1". Very large bust, smaller frame, short glute rise, shorter torso length, and everything would appeal to more women who are her body type. And I think she did an excellent job collaborating with the Buff Bunny collection team and creating this collection, and I'm so happy for her. A lot of these pieces I think are gonna fly, so y'all better sign up for the Buff Bunny collection community group chat, which is a broadcast channel. See if you can get early access. Definitely make your lists of things that you want to snag on launch day, because I think they're definitely going to sell out. As always, thank you so much for all of your support, even just by watching this video. If you would like to give me a little extra support, please leave a like, comment, share on this video. You can also use my athlete code Lexi, Lexi, at checkout for any of your Buff Bunny collection purchases to save 10%. That 10% goes to me as commission, but it also allows the team to know that my support is growing and that they can keep me on for a little bit longer. In my last review video, I think I explained that I just was really burnt out from all of the collections and life and yada yada, and I have been slowly getting back to all of my DMs on Instagram. I will say that the best way to ask me questions about fit updates or changes or what's my opinion on this piece strap length or whatever, ask me down below in the comment section on my YouTube video, because there's a lot less noise over here than there is on Instagram for me. So if you have any questions, please leave them below and I will definitely get back to you within like 1 business day. Thank y'all so much for all of the support. I really hope that you love and feel confident in the locked in pieces. I hope that you feel ready to rock and roll in whatever you want to achieve in these pieces, whether it's bodybuilding, running, powerlifting, ultimate frisbee, walking, figure skating, whatever it is. I hope that you feel amazing in these pieces and just as confident as I do. And thank you so much. Please show Gabrielle some love, and I can't wait for y'all to try these pieces out. See you next time.